Are you a recreational drone pilot? Would you like to be able to fly in controlled airspace more easily? I've got good news for you. This actually came out a few days ago. I just haven't had time to talk about it. And it doesn't affect me directly because I fly Part 107. But for somebody who doesn't have the Part 107 yet, this could actually come in really handy, especially if you live in or close to controlled airspace. Back on July 23rd, I got an email from the FAA. They have kind of an alerts type, not really an alerts, but email list that you can sign up for when they have news coming out, changes to existing laws or regulations or educational events, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I got an email from them on the 23rd, and the gist of it is that the FAA is expanding their LAANC program. That's the, I've got to read this because I don't have it memorized. That's the Low Altitude Authorization and Capability System. And what that is if you are within controlled airspace and you want to fly your drone, in the past you would have to call the tower and make sure they're cool with it, things like that, which, although doable in some places, it can be a pain, and in some places, especially a busy airport, you might not even be able to do that. And so what LAANC allows you to do is, through the use of an app, and there's a few of them, there's AirMap, UAS Sidekick, Kitty Hawk, probably a few others. Those are just the three I know of offhand. Using that app, putting in your pilot and drone information, you can, in certain areas within that controlled airspace, request clearance to fly. And depending where you're at, if there's certain government buildings or things like that, the altitude you're allowed to fly at and whether you're allowed to fly at all varies. So contrary to when you are in uncontrolled airspace where you've just automatically got your 400-foot AGL altitude that you can fly at, when you're within the controlled airspace and you're using LAANC, it can vary. Here around my house, I can fly up to 400 feet, but there's other parts of the city where the ceiling that they'll let you fly at is 100 feet, and in some places it's 0. And if it's an area that's 0, your request for clearance is just automatically denied. But in the other areas where some altitude is specified, you can get clearance up to that altitude. And you have to plug in things like how long you plan to be flying, what speed you're going to be flying at, things like that. But what's really cool about it is you can get FAA clearance within seconds. You just receive it as a text message, and then you're ready to go. So it's a really handy system, and I think this could be really great for people that are flying as recreational pilots, because now you'll have access to this same system, and it's a big time saver. You don't have to call anybody. You've got it all right there on your phone, and you're ready to fly. Not only is this good for recreational pilots, but it's also good for air traffic control. So one of the things, I'll just read this from the email I got from the FAA. They say, LAANC provides air traffic professionals with visibility into where and when authorized drones are flying near airports and helps ensure that everyone can safely operate within that airspace. The expansion means the FAA has further increased drone pilots' access to controlled airspace safely and efficiently. And to me, the key point there is efficiently, because really nothing in government is generally very efficient, but the LAANC system, at least in my experience, is very efficient. Like I said, I punch in the details of what the flight is that I want to do, I submit it, and I think the longest I've ever had to wait for a clearance was about a minute, which is awesome. And so then I'm ready to go. Air traffic control knows there's some Yahoo over there flying, but they know what his plans are, how high he's going to be flying, all of those things. So if there was air traffic in the area, which as a drone pilot you need to avoid them anyway, manned aircraft always have the right of way, but it's still helpful that they could tell somebody, hey, watch out in this area, there's drone flight going on there. And especially here where I live, I'm in Provo, Utah, and there's a flight school at the airport, and it's a pretty big one. So there's lots of pilots in training flying all the time. So the skies can get pretty crowded around here. And if you want to get more information about it, if you go to www.faa.gov/go/LAANC, which is LAANC, you can get some more information about the LAANC program, how to access it, and the regulations that go around it. So it's pretty cool. So check it out, use it, enjoy it. Something else I think I'm going to try to do. So for me, it is currently July, July 30th. I have an idea that I want to try. I'm not sure how well it's going to work because it is going to be a little time consuming, and August is going to be a busy month for me. But one thing I want to try to increase my skill as a drone pilot, not just in the simple act of flying and controlling the aircraft, but also in getting good shots, getting smooth movement, those sorts of things. One thing I'm going to try to do in the month of August is I'm going to try to fly the drone, record a video, upload it here every day for the entire month of August. Am I actually going to pull it off? I don't know. To be able to do that, especially since I've used most of my vacation time, they're going to have to be short flights. So I think during the week I'm going to limit myself to just a single battery, fly. When the battery's done, I'm done, go home, edit. So it'll sort of be like a vlog, I guess, in that it's going to be daily. And I'll try to, as much as I can, bring the camera along to kind of show what I'm doing to get ready for the flight, where I'm flying, that sort of thing. And I think it could be also kind of cool just to showcase some of the areas around where I live that I think are kind of neat. So if you're already subscribed to the channel and if you have the notification thing on, just know, hopefully in August, you're going to get a bunch of notifications daily that there's new stuff. And they're probably not going to be very long. I doubt any video is going to be over 10 minutes. But I want to get more efficient at my video editing process, for one, and of course, like I said, improve my piloting skills. And so I think this could be a good exercise to go through and improve in those areas, and at the same time showcase some of the cool stuff that there is to see here in Utah. Look forward to that, don't look forward to that, either way, it's coming. And that's all I've got. So thanks for watching, and if you want to follow along in my drone activities, please subscribe. One other thing, so we also have the new moon this month, and I think in a previous video I mentioned that I also wanted to show how I go about doing my time-lapse photography. If the weather is good, then I am going to try to go out and shoot a time-lapse for the new moon, and I'll try to show as much of that as I can and show the time-lapse as well. So hopefully that'll be coming up in the next couple days. Depending where I go, it may not make sense to bring the drone. We'll see. I don't know yet. And that's it. We'll see you next time.